Okay, or after this discussion, you will be able to identify the unknown function from the given data set. So that one is a course outcome of this topic. Okay. Okay, so please note down the data. If x is equal to 3, if x is equal to 3, the output is equal to 11. Output is equal to 11. Okay. That is, if x is equal to 3, output is equal to 11. This is 11. Okay. And if x is equal to 4, output is equal to 34. So this is 34. Okay. Then if x is equal to 5, y, that is f of x is equal to 77. So this is 77. Okay. And if x is equal to 6, y is equal to 146. So this is 146. This is 146. Okay. This is 146. Now if x is equal to 7, y is equal to 247. So this is 247. Okay. Then if x is equal to 8, then y is equal to 386. 386. So that is x. Okay. 386. So this is 386. And if x is equal to 9, y is equal to 569. So these are the datas. Is it okay? So you can see that what are the datas of the unknown function. The datas of the unknown function is 3, 11, 4, 34, 5, 77, 6, 146, 7, 247, 8, 386 and 9, 569. These are the datas. And you are asked to find the difference table. In last class I told you, in order to do interpolation, first need the difference table. If you are using the forward interpolation formula, we need forward difference table. If you are using backward interpolation formula, we need backward difference table. If you are using central interpolation method, then we need central difference table. Okay, so first we must be familiar, or we must be familiar with the how to construct or the difference table. We must be familiar with the difference table. Okay. So first, what we have to construct? We have to construct delta y. Am I correct? So we all know what is delta y. Delta y0. First, we have to find delta y0. So what is delta y0? Delta y0 is equal to its next value, that is y1 minus y0. What is y1? 34 minus what is the current value? Current value is 11. And what is the answer? This is equal to 23, right? This is equal to 23. Am I correct? Yes. So similarly, what about the next one? That is delta y1. $75, 77 minus 34, right? So delta y1 is equal to its next data 77 minus 34, right? So that is equal to 43. Am I correct? That is equal to 43. So similarly, what is delta y2? Delta y2 is equal to its next data, that is 146 minus 77. So what is the data? 146 minus 77. If it is 147, definitely 70. So 1 is less. So it is 69, right? Is it 69? Yes, okay. So next data is delta y3. So delta y3. So that is equal to 247. Its next data 247 minus 146. So you can see that this is equal to 101, right? 101. Now what about delta y4? Delta y4 is equal to its next data, that is 386 right, minus this is 247. So this is 247. Okay. So if it is 387, 140 is the difference. So this is 139, right? Is it 139? Yes. Now delta y5 is equal to 569 minus 386. Okay. So that is equal to 100, 200, no, not 200, 100, 183. Is it? Is it 183? Yes, okay. So delta y5 is equal to 569 minus 386. So that is equal to 183. So this is delta y tuple. Okay. So you have to complete this tuple. Now what is the next one you have to find? Delta y6. But delta y6 is, we can't find delta y6. Why? Because the next data is not available. So this one is upside. Okay. So now you have to find delta square y, or simply delta square. So what about delta square y? The first one is corresponding to 5 0. We are finding each difference from top to bottom. So it is delta square y 0. That one is the first one. That is equal to first one. Here the next data is 43 and the current data is 23. So 43 minus 23. So that is equal to, we have 20, right? We have 20. Okay. Now what about, is it correct? 20. It's very simple. So now what about delta square y1? Delta square y1 is equal to 69 minus 43. So this is equal to 26, right? 26. Am I correct? 26. Now next one is delta square y2. Okay, delta square y2. So delta square y2 is equal to its next data, that is 101 minus 69. So I think it is 32, right? 69, 30, 99 plus 2, 101. Now the next one is delta square y3. Delta square y3. So equal to what? Equal to 139 minus 101. So that is equal to 38. Right? Yes. Now the next data is delta square y4. So that is equal to 183 minus 139. So 139, it's 44, right? It is 44. Okay, so this one is delta square y table, right? Now you can't find the last two datas. So these two datas will be upside. Okay. So now find delta cube y. Find it and give me the data. Delta cube y. So this is delta cube y0. So that is equal to 26 minus 20, that is 6. Then next one is delta cube y1. That is equal to 32 minus 26, that is 6. Next one is delta cube y2. That is equal to 38 minus 32, that is 6. Then next one is delta cube y3. So that is equal to 44 minus 38, that is 6. Then last three datas are not available. We are unable to find it. Right? Now what about delta raised to 4y? Yes, we have three zeros. This one is not available. The first 3 entries are zeros and remaining 4 are unavailable. So this is delta raised to 4y. Means from this side onwards we have 0. Here we have 3 zeros. Next one we have 2 zeros. Next one we have 1 zero. If you are completing it, right? So here, so you have to complete it, delta raised to 4y, or you have to mention it, the remaining elements are 0 that you have to mention. So please note, the given data are 311 to 9, 569. First, what we did, we labeled the first data as x0, y0. Even if it is starting from 3, first we have to label, first one as x0, y0, then x1, y1, like that way we have to proceed. Okay, so starting number is not important. Always the starting number is x0. Okay, so like that way we have to label. Okay, now before applying the finite difference concepts, we have to check whether it's a finite data. So this is independent variable x. So you have to check whether this one is a finite data. You can see that 9 minus 8 is equal to 1, 8 minus 7 equal to 1, 7 minus 6 equal to 1. So this one is evenly spaced data, evenly and orderly spaced data. So this one is a periodic data, right? This one is a periodic data. If you are measuring something, so if you have this type of data, then we can say that one is a periodic data. Is it clear? So this is the way of constructing the difference table. So this one is forward difference table. In same fashion, you have to construct the backward difference and central difference table also. Okay, so that we are going to discuss. Before that, here you can see that from delta raised to 4y difference, or delta raised to, or from the fourth order column onwards, the entries are 0, either not available or 0, right? Means we have data up to, this one is also a data, we have, so up to delta cube y, we have a difference data. After that, the data is 0 or unavailable. So definitely we can say, if we, here the number of data are small, so we can't precisely say this one is a cubic function. The unknown function is a cubic function. If we have a large number of data and still if delta cube y, all entries of delta cube y are constant, or all entries of delta raised to 4y are 0, then we can say the given, the unknown function is a cubic function. So in general, if we have a large number of data and if the delta raised to ith column have constant entry and delta raised to I plus 1th column have 0 entry, then we can say the unknown function may be, not 100% sure, may be a ith degree polynomial. Please note that. Is it okay, all of you? So actually this data is nothing but y is equal to x cube minus 2x square plus 2. This one is a function. These are the data of this function, x cube minus 2x square plus 2. Okay.